Our last step to the multiplying puzzle is decimals. Now, I like to multiply you getting an estimate first because then it lets us know if we're in the right ballpark, because decimals, the biggest mistake we have is you multiply correctly, but you place the decimal in the answer incorrectly, resulting in an incorrect answer. If you have that estimate, you can tell if you're placing it correctly. So first thing I looked at here is I see negative 4.4, and that's really close to negative 4. And then I have 5.2, which is really close to 5. So I know that my answer should be somewhere in the ballpark of negative 20. So now we're going to multiply actually. I like to use the lattice method. Many of you have probably actually learned the lattice method already, but just in case you haven't, we're going to go back through it. So we have negative 4.4. I apologize, my computer's on a delay here. So negative 4.4, and we have 5.2, and we're going to put that down the side here. Then we make a box with lines at the decimal points, and we make diagonals through every box, extending out past. Then we go ahead and multiply, where when we multiply and we get a 2-digit number for every answer, so we can put 2 digits. So 4 times 5 is 20, so I put the 2 in the upper triangle, 0 in the lower. Same thing here. 4 times 2 is 8, so we'll put a 0 in the top and an 8 in the bottom because there's nothing in the tens place. And then we go ahead and add down the diagonals. We have an 8 here, an 8 here, a 2 here, and a 2 here. Now the question always comes out of how you tell where the decimal goes. Well, we draw our decimal down and over till they meet, and then once they meet you draw them down the diagonal, and that's where the answer, the decimal point goes, giving us negative 22.88 for a solution. And when I look at that, that is really close to negative 20, so I know I placed my decimal correctly. Looking at the next problem, 6.8 times negative 9.7. So our estimate 6.8 is close to 7. Negative 9.7 is close to negative 10. So my answer should be close to negative 70. Now when we actually multiply, put my 6.8 across the top, my negative 9.7 down the side, and make my grid. And then we can go ahead and multiply. 6 times 9 is 54. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 7 is 56. 6 times 7 is 42. And we can add down the diagonals. We got 6. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 7 is 15. We're going to carry a 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. Then we can go ahead and bring the decimal point down and over till we meet, and then down the diagonal. So then we have a negative answer because of the negative 9.7, and we are 65.96. Our last problem, I went ahead and I went shopping, and I found an AP jersey, and I realized AP's going through all sorts of problems right now, but I still like him as an athlete. And it was originally priced at $189 on sale, and it was 5% off. I want to estimate how much money I need to buy it. So our estimate, one of the things, this is 5% off, which means that I'm going to pay 95% of the original price. So I'm actually going to use that 95%. So 189 is 200, close to 200 bucks. So I'm going to use 200 for my estimate. And 95%, that is close to 100%. So we're going to pay right around, I'm going to use 1 for 100%, because remember it's 1.0, because this would be like 0.95. And I'm doing this because if I use the 5%, then I have to do some subtraction in addition. So I'm going to pay right around still 200 bucks. So now I need to take my 189 times my 0.95. So my 95%. In this case here, it's going to be 3 by 3. And go ahead and multiply. 1 times 0, 8 times 0, 9 times 0, all zeros. So you might be wondering if you needed that 0 in there. Probably not, but I used it anyway. 1 times 9 is 9. 8 times 9 is 72. And 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 5 is 45. 8 times 5 is 40. And 1 times 5 is 5. So now it looks like a lot of numbers, so we're going to add this up to make sure we got it. 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. 8 plus 2 is 10. Plus 4 plus 5 is 19. So we put the 9, carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. Plus 9 is 17. Carry the 1. We'll put the 1 here. And then we have a 0, so that really doesn't matter. Just put an X so we don't have to worry about it. Then we can go ahead and bring our decimal down and over. We don't have one here, so we bring it here, and down we go. Put it here. So I will end up actually paying $179.55 for my jersey. Call me crazy, but I would maybe pay that if I wanted an authentic jersey. Go ahead and solve these 3 problems, and then bring your answers to class and your questions tomorrow.